Hi there, it's me, DjDoubleT, here and existing, with some hard to make a romantic cartoon. I'm sorry I missed yesterday, but some events in my life kind of happened and it became like a domino effect of how I felt. And I just needed to take a little bit of space and time. But I'm here with it, and I'm gonna dive at episode 5 to see where the story takes me. I'm gonna see how it goes. Of like how I feel, I guess. Episode 5. Hard to make a romantic cartoon. Episode 5, A Drop in the Ocean. Pretend to be close to Hyun? No one would dare try to mess with me. It was obvious everyone would try to gain favor with me. Especially because I was at Kangsung High School. Gang Hyun, the king of Kangsung High School, who everyone wanted to be friends with. It was obvious that he would be inheriting Kangsung Group later on. But why? What does he get by doing that? No matter how much I thought, I couldn't figure it out. Why are you doing this to me? What do you mean? There's nothing I can give you. I was bummed out. Hyun didn't even try to hide his dumbfounded expression. To be exact, he looked like he was being treated unfairly. Do I look like the type who tries to get blood from a stone? He was calling me a stone now. Back then, with Dohui, you asked her what she could give in return for your help. You did. Seeing you pretend to be a generous person was quite annoying. You did get blood from a stone. That was pretty. I glared at him as if he had stolen my sister. I like stuff that's interesting. Everything around me is usually lame and boring. Doyoung had snapped at the school staff in the teacher's room. I was so mesmerized, I couldn't take my eyes off him. Even after going through all that, he was full of life. For a person who looked so weak and tender, he never got discouraged even when others bullied him. He always caught my eye. Looking at him never got old. These days, you're the one that interests me the most. Someone was trying to crush this beautiful being to death. No way was I going to ever let that happen. I would rather make him stay by my side. I was going to wrap him up in my arms even if his fierce personality would become less visible to others. That's what was important to me. Oh, interesting. Well, that's so typical of you. Oh. But is that a compliment? Can I understand it as a positive thing? Well, he said it's important, right? But was there something interesting about me? So you mean you don't believe my good intentions? Good intentions? The two words surely didn't fit Hyun. I nodded my head quickly. Then let's make a deal. If you want to pay the price, go on. But since you don't have anything to give me, I can't think of anything I want at the moment either. So let's take some time to think about it. Hi, Nappy. Money? My heart? Okay, my heart's gonna be for him. This is the hint. Oh. Wait, really? That's for the other character. Really? That doesn't make sense. I would just say my heart, though. I'm okay, Nappy. I mean, there's no really winning in it when it comes to a romance game. I'm better than I was yesterday. I had some losses that kind of messed me up a little bit. I'm still a little shaken. I'm kind of disappointed in myself a little bit, but I think I could talk about that later. Right now, we're gonna focus more on this Otome game. It shouldn't last that long because usually my chapters don't last that long. But my heart, my heart. The word just blurred out of my mouth. Oh no, no money or organs either, please. Who do you think I am? It was obvious that Hyun was holding in what he really wanted to say. Did I go too far? Is that all? Not me either. You what? What do you mean by that? Have you been reading weird stuff lately? Actually, there was something else I really wanted to say. Not Dohie either. But I didn't say it out because it would have been awkward to mention her name. Of course, I'll abide by common sense. The terms will be set based on what you and I both agree upon. Maybe. Maybe he has. That's how our conversation ended. We decided to act close publicly and also try to protect each other. Good. I think this is great. But at the same time, I also feel a bit insecure. Then what if he doesn't find me interesting anymore? Will he leave me? I was too embarrassed to say it out loud. I thought I would rather die than ask him those questions. I don't get what you find interesting about me. So tell me what you want me to do. Hyun took a sip of his coffee and replied, just be yourself. Do whatever you want. Don't overthink it. My mind went blank because I wasn't expecting to say that. Be myself? Do whatever I want? Hyun's just a picky guy who talks about what kind of people he finds interesting. Hello, Queen Jade. You're weird. Can I take that as a compliment? His endless confidence and logic were ridiculous. I burst out laughing. It was the first time I laughed in front of Hyun without being tense. Why would you take being weird as a compliment? For a moment, Hyun just blinked his eyes without saying anything. At lunchtime, at a secluded walk path inside the school, Hyun and I were sitting on a white bench. Those benches aren't white. Those are brown benches. That's a lie. Pretending to be close to Hyun required lots of time and effort. I didn't know it would mean sticking around Hyun all day long at school. All day long at school. Do we really have to do this?
왜? 평화롭고 좋잖아.
Why not? It's peaceful.
뭐 그렇긴 한데.
Well, you have a point. I sipped on the apple juice box Hyun brought with me. Along with the sweet taste, the cool breeze and the warm sunshine made me feel good. I could tell the people walking by were either surprised or envious of me. That was a bit awkward. Peaceful, yes, and this sure is peaceful. Then Hyun lied down with his head on my lap.
뭐 하는 거야?
What are you doing? I looked down in surprise, but Hyun kept a straight face.
졸려 죽겠어. 어제 여기저기 시달리느라
I feel
제대로 못
dead.
잤어.
Dead tired. I didn't get enough sleep last night.
교실이나 학생회실로 올라가서 자.
Go get some sleep in the classroom or the student council room then.
여기가 더 편해.
Well, it's more comfortable here. It's not comfortable for me, I answered through gritted teeth. He even had the nerve to take my hand and cover his eyes.
뭐 하는 거지?
Excuse me?
눈이 부시네.
The sunlight's killing my eyes, and my arms are too lazy.
참나.
Huh? I couldn't take my hands off his eyes nor push him away. Hyun noticed that and whined like a child throwing a tantrum.
애냐? 정말이지.
Is he a baby or what? I could tell that all the students were now treating me differently. Now it seemed like I was being recognized. Of course, you know. I was being recognized as one of Hyun's people. No one was laughing at me or snickering behind my back anymore. After that, days were normal. But still, I was anxious because I wouldn't have been able to do all of this on my own. I had been thinking more and more about Do-young these days. What do you think of yourself now, Do-young? Was this the kind of life you wanted? The system was quiet, and there weren't any comments appearing. With everything remaining silent, I couldn't figure anything out. Is this right? Can I really do whatever I want? I should probably introduce Hyun to Dohui soon. I needed a plan. An accidental but predestined meeting. After getting the two meet, it was up to Dohui to make a choice. Things were going to work out perfectly. That reminded me of Jinha. When will I be meeting Jinha again? I would have asked for his phone number earlier had I known this was going to happen. Could he have gotten into some trouble? He said he'd come. Okay, out of game though. Definitely I prefer Jinha over Hyun. Hyun just like, I feel like a plaything to him, and Jinha, like, it gives like a really good like, it gives like good friend vibes, but he's also like a really good person, like actual golden retriever energy. Hyun's giving me like cat energy. Or not even a cat. What kind of animal would he be? A llama? No, not a black llama. We'll see. Maybe Black Panther. Something like that. Since our first encounter didn't go so smooth, I was worried that he might be in trouble again. Well, I should be heading home. Why do I feel like I'm gonna run into him at like the hall somehow? As soon as I opened the door, I ran into someone totally unexpected. Sang-woo? I couldn't understand the reason why he was here. It was obvious that he had been waiting for me. Not wanting to deal with him, I tried to ignore him, but Sang-woo grabbed my arm.
이건 와.
Let me go! I squeaked nervously due to the stiff pain. I could feel Sang-woo's gaze turn sharp.
아니라고 했잖아.
You told me you two were nothing.
뭐?
What?
나한테 거짓말한 거였어?
You lied to me. What's he talking about? Is this because of the evidence I collected? Maybe he was angry about what happened to Jihyun. He was definitely picking on me to vent his anger.
무슨 말하는지 모르겠는데.
I
너랑 할 말 없어.
don't know what you're talking about. I have nothing to say to you. Sang-woo yelled as I tried to shove his hand away. Then he grabbed my shoulders and shook me.
강현이랑 아니라고 했잖아. 아무 사이도.
You told me there was nothing going on between you and Hyun. His ferocity confused me. His eyes looked scary. I had no idea why he was mentioning Hyun all of a sudden. Come to think of it, he's asked about the relationship between me and Hyun. Is he trying to take it up with me just now? Giving it some thought, I was dumbfounded.
그게 너랑 무슨 상관이야?
What does that have to do with you? Sang-woo's face fell when he heard my question.
내가 강현이랑 뭘 어쩌든 네가 무슨 상관이냐고.
You have nothing to do with my relationship with Hyun.
너는
You. Sang-woo dropped his head without finishing the sentence. His hands on my shoulders were shaking.
너로? 하사무가?
Trembling? Could it really be that he's shaking? Sang-woo was looking down at me with a surprised look on his face, but all of a sudden he grabbed me roughly. Ow.
너는 처음부터 날 무서워했어.
You were afraid of me since the very beginning. I lifted my head to see that his eyes were full of sadness.
내가 아무것도 안 했을 때부터도 날 싫어했다고.
You hated me from the beginning, even when I didn't do anything to you. The beginning? He was talking about the original Do-young that I didn't know of.
그래도 괜찮았어. 넌 다른 녀석들에게도 똑같이 굴었으니까.
But I was fine with that. You treated others the same way. It was in that very moment that Sang-woo's eyes started seething with anger again.
그런데 지금은 화가 나서 미쳐버리겠어.
But now, I'm about to lose my temper. Why only him? He mumbled.
왜 그 녀석만 달라?
Why? Why only him?
왜 그 새끼만?
Why?
새끼한테만?
Why only him? Him. I can't do anger right now. I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe it, even when Do-young was right in front of me. Hyun was lying on Do-young's lap. Do-young looked down at him, smiling as if he couldn't stop Hyun from doing so.
그렇게도 내가 갖고 싶던 차도야.
Do-young, the one I've always wanted. My heart was in agony, breaking into a million pieces. I felt reckless, like I wanted to break anything I could grab. I wanted to tear Hyun apart. But what consumed me even more was the hate towards Do-young.
왜
Why not
나는 안 됐던 건데.
me? I've
내가 널
liked you
더 오래 좋아했는데.
longer than him. Teardrops fell from Sang-woo's eyes. I put a hand over my mouth to stifle my surprise. Was this the plot device hidden as a twist in the story? I never expected the story to go this way. Do-young, did you know about this? It was obvious no one was there to answer me. I didn't know what to do. I don't think I should feel offended. I'm more just scared. I'm scared. I twisted my body to get away from Sang-woo. Let go of me! Let me go! I hate you! I hate you too. Sometimes I wish you never existed. Teardrops kept falling from Sang-woo's eyes. He choked me with his trembling hands. Whoops. He choked me with his trembling hands. I had no time to escape. Sang-woo tightened his grip. I couldn't breathe. My mind went blank. Sang-woo, no. Dongwon belatedly witnessed the situation, rushed in, and a panicked Dongwon tried to pull me and Sang-woo apart. No. No. No! Sang-woo, this isn't right. This isn't the way it's supposed to be. You didn't mean to do this. You're not supposed to do this to someone you like. You're going to get in trouble. Let him go. Let him go, please. 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 It was the moment when Dongwon was crying because nothing was helping. Do-young! Someone shrieked in shock. Then a powerful fist struck Sang-woo's face. No. I've actually thought about doing an audiobook once before in my life just because I needed to make some money, and it requires a lot of time and effort, and I don't have a voice for it. Jinha? Jinha hastily put his arms around me. Do-young, are you okay? I don't know. I think if I tried out hard enough, I sure would love to. Like, I would definitely like to do some voice acting for the fun of it. But I don't know where my voice fits in that market. Jinha looked at me and gently patted my face. I leaned towards him with relief in the midst of the chaos. I want to sneeze. Oh god, I want to sneeze. What the? I gritted my teeth as long as I held Do-young in my arms. I wanted to get on top of him and pound his face to mush. Do-young putting on a warm smile just like the morning sun. That's what I was expecting to see at our reunion. I'll protect you from now on. This wasn't the kind of reunion I imagined. I'm sure it's that jerk. Tears welled up in my eyes because I felt sorry for him. The dirty bastard that bullied Do-young and even bruised him, but I was holding it all in because Do-young wasn't able to get back to his senses. Do-young, I should have come earlier, only if I'd hurried a bit more. You suffered so much. The situation was insane, enough to make my hands tremble. Jinha. I could finally get my eyes to focus on Jinha. I was about to call out to Jinha once more. Then I heard a familiar sound. Ding! My vision turned bloody red. I felt dizzy. Warning! 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 A critical error occurred. Error location Cha Do-young. Error location Lee Jin-ha. Identical error case 1 case Cha Do-young Gang Hyun. Error. Cannot recover data. Analyzing. Analysis complete. Report. File number Cho 435 Cha Do-hee Lee Jin-ha deleted. Cause overlapping scenes. Overlapping scenes? Deleted? Do-hee and Jin-ha's names were definitely written there. Does that mean a future scene has been deleted because of this error? What's overlapping?
진아야?
Jin-ha? Yes, right. It's me, Do-young. Jin-ha saved me. Identical scene? Different characters? The originally planned story was getting twisted. Am I supposed to be happy with this? I wasn't able to set my heart at ease. Ha! Again! Again! I mean, it was literally driving me crazy. Lost control of all the other characters all because so young. Oh, Sengwoo's not supposed to be raging out at this point either. Jin-ha transferred to Kingston High School? Come on! The story's going to collapse anytime soon. I think we should kill Do-young soon. This is just going to endlessly mess up the story. We'll have to accidentally kill him or something. Something's different. It's as if the writer was talking. But wait. Accidental death? Me? Who? Me? I was out of breath, and as I read those 2 words, trying to kill me? No, it's all right, Do-young. An accidental death was something I couldn't control. But how could they do this to me? What did I do wrong? Thinking about it, what I said wasn't that malicious, was it? Of course, I knew what I'd said was somewhat unnecessary. I was angry. I was sad. I was sad. It sounded like dying was the only option left for me. It was so unfair. I wasn't just some ordinary character in a comic book. I mean, even if I were one, it still wasn't fair. I'm alive. Just then, when a drop of sad tears fell from my eyes. What? Do you see something? This right here. Whoa. Snap. There's a sound of something breaking. A sudden surge of pain in my chest. I inhaled heavily. Soon I was short out of breath. Jin-ha panicked at my unusual state and shouted, Do-young. That was what I remembered last. I was standing on the railing on the school roof. I was dizzy, but I had no idea as to why I was here. So many memories flowed into my mind. Right, I see. I came here because I couldn't stand it anymore. I'm too tired. Why is everyone getting at me? I'm so done. I really want to end everything. I unconsciously set my foot off the railing, and that was when I came to my senses. No! This isn't what I want! I opened my eyes, taken aback, and saw the familiar ceiling of my room. A dream. It was a dream. On one hand, I was relieved, but on the other hand, I was mad at the nonsense dream. That was probably the last Do-young from the original story. I felt the real Do-young's emotions as if they were my own. It was creepy. Can such a dream be dreamt as someone's own will? Why are you showing me this? That I should die this way? No freaking way. I bit hard on my lower lip, and then I noticed Do-hee and Jinha weeping by my side. Do-young, are you alright? Do-young! I wanted to tell them not to cry, that I was okay. But this time, I just couldn't. The tears fell down against my will. I'm not okay. I'm not okay at all. I'm scared. Do-hee and Jinha hugged me tight as I burst into tears. He dared to mess around with my Do-young. Why did I keep Do-young next to me in the first place? It was to prevent people from bullying him. Even just the thought of people harassing Do-young made me mad. And then this happened behind my back. Maybe it won't be a bad idea to set an example in and out of school. I'll show them how I'll react if they lay a single hand on Do-young. Not knowing what was going on outside, I stayed inside my home. I just stayed inside my room. On my bed, to be exact. I'm scared. I could not take care of anything because I was frightened. In particular, I couldn't even bear looking at sharp, pointy things. You never know when the system will activate again. It felt like anything and everything would come after me. In the end, I decided not to move an inch from the bed. During that time, Jinha came to see me every day. He didn't do much. He just sat there, by my side. Sorry, there was a sneeze coming and I was like, I didn't want to ruin the sneeze. I mean, the scene. 3 days later, I finally got out of bed. Sorry to keep you worrying. Do-young. Yeah? It's okay. Just stay home if you're scared. Do-hee and I are here by your side. I teared up listening to his kind words. I never thought that Jinha would be able to understand my fears. Alright, Nampi. Have a good night. I'll have to tell you some other point in time what's been happening. Or maybe next time when I stream a little earlier. Jinha still doesn't know what I'm afraid of, but...
고마워.
Thanks. I stood before the mirror for the first time in a long time. Do-hee and Jinha's efforts to comfort me worked pretty well. I finally managed to muster up the courage to step out of bed. Nothing's going to change if I stay put. If the writer decided to really kill me, anything would be possible. I could suddenly die one day while asleep. The creator writer versus me, a mere character. Even if my death was an unchangeable fate that the writer gave me, I decided that I wouldn't stay helpless and weak. Though he might seek revenge if I die, she'd be tormented. As in the original story, anything but that. I didn't want to ruin my resolution that I made when I first came into this world. The school was in commotion when I arrived. It reminded me of the first day I came to school. If there's anything that's changed... You're here. What a short greeting, as if we'd met every day. I had people worry about me too much, so I guess this wasn't too bad. Yep, I'm here. I see that something weird has tagged along behind you. Jinha reacted in the same arrogant manner as Hyun. I was about to say something about the strange atmosphere, but didn't. You're quiet. Wait, is that Do-young who chewed on people for beating you up? Chewed on? Jinha looked at me, bewildered. I glared at Hyun, avoiding Jinha's eyes. Shut up, Kyung-hyun. Cut the nonsense. It'd be hard to ever see him again. But if you do, just chew off his hand, nose, or any part you like. I looked at him dumbfoundedly after hearing his outrageous words, but he was dead serious. I'll connect you to the world's most expensive lawyer, got it? It was funny to see Hyun act like a mother dealing with her beat-up son. Sure. And just like that, I was given the world's strongest bodyguard and the world's most expensive lawyer. A flower pot fell on my head while I was taking a walk after lunch. Young, careful! If Jenna hadn't pulled me away, I could have died. I stared blankly at the broken flower pot by my feet. When I looked up, a student turned pale and was trembling from the shock. I mean, how could this be your fault? The writer schemed to get rid of Young, whatever it takes. This flower pot that fell seemed like the signal to start the start of that scheme. That damn writer. My body was shaking from anger. Anxiety started to grow as well. I... scared. A loud roar from my side woke me up. Be careful! What if he was hurt? The student upstairs kept apologizing and said that they would come down right away. You okay? You hurt? The way that he was looking all over my body to see if I was hurt. The way he was holding me, everything was gentle. I felt somewhat relieved. You must have been surprised. I'm fine now. Thanks, really. I couldn't thank Jinha enough. I already knew it from the original story that Jinha was a great guy protecting Do-hee. But seeing him in person, Lee Jinha was more than just a great guy. Let's not be weakened. Regardless of my determination, the attacks occurred anytime and everywhere. During the morning class, something exploded in the science room that I was in. Now, out of nowhere, a ball flew in and broke the window. Jinha was hurt by the broken glass while trying to protect me. See, he gives such golden retriever energy. Jinha. I'm alright. Let's go to the nurse's office right away. At this point, it was no longer a joke. Word spread about me and the accidents that occur around me. None of the accidents were my fault, but I was always present. Did the writer give up on the storyline? The biggest accident occurred during lunch. I was on my way down the stairs to get to the cafeteria. All of a sudden, a hand pushed me hard down the stairs. No, there was no real hand. One might question my sanity, but it was true. No one was behind me. Grab him! Hyun who was watching out from a short distance shouted. Jinha barely got a hold of me. I shuddered at the thought of the cold feeling that I just felt a moment earlier. It pushed me directly? I managed to hold myself from letting out a scream. If Hyun hadn't been watching and let me know at the right time, Jinha hadn't gotten a hold of me at the right time, I may have actually died. The voices calling me sounded like they were coming from afar. I felt a rush of dizziness. Hyun and Jinha arrived at the nurse's office with Do-young in their arms. As soon as they laid Do-young down on the bed, Hyun lost his temper. How could such a thing happen? Someone pushed him. Hyun shut his eyes, tight as Jinha's words. I really hate people who talk bullshit. There was no one behind Do-young. Jinha's face turned even more serious at Hyun's words. Something strange just happened to Do-young. It sounded absurd, but Hyun didn't dare laugh at Jinha. Just then, there was a loud thud and the building started shaking. Their eyes turned quickly towards Do-young. Do-young! Do-young. The two hurriedly ran towards the bed, and the school nurse gave the two a strange look. What's wrong with you two? Did you not feel that earthquake? Earthquake? Have you been dreaming? The entire school was peaceful and quiet, as if nothing had happened. But the two definitely felt it, that huge vibration. Then what on earth was that thing? Hyun and Jinha's anxious gazes met. My eyes opened to find a strange, no, a now familiar ceiling. I just wanted to live. I lived my life as Cha Do-young to the full. But the message, "You're no longer needed," was loud and clear. I could taste the blood as I bit down on my lips. Who are you to judge if my life is needed? You think being a writer bestows you all the rights? I am not some toy locked up in the small screen that you made. I am not some toy ready to die whenever you tell me to, or tell me to do so. But if all that's waiting for me is a continuous repetition of such accidents, then what's the point of me being alive? I'm tired. I really am. My mentality that had been struggling to endure all this for so long shattered. It looks like I really should be prepared to take it all in. But I just couldn't. I just couldn't give up. I had to cover myself with a blanket to prevent the sound of my weeping. It'd be a shame to just let myself die like that. And I'm pissed. After crying like a baby, I came to see things differently. If I am to die anyway, in one way or another, let's just do whatever I want to. I decided to throw a tantrum big time. I was this close to going insane from all the stress. I'm going to ruin everything. I shot up from the bed and was about to get out of the nurse's office. Should I wait? Doyoung! Wait, Hyun and Jinha will be here any minute. There's no time to waste. You know what? I'm gonna wait. Why not? Should I wait? Nah. I might not be able to carry out my plan at all. Please tell them that something came up. I ignored the school nurse and headed out from the school alone. I stopped by a sports shop on my way home. I bought a nice sturdy looking baseball bat. It'd be a nuisance to cause commotion outside, so I took the bat home. Are you worried that Dohee will find out about this crazy thing? Then you edit the story. Without hesitation, I strike the TV in the living room with the bat. With a loud smashing sound, the TV shattered into pieces. I didn't stop at that. I smashed all the frames and ornaments that were next to it. They all broke, unable to go back to their original forms. Then, the message I've been waiting for popped up. An unknown error occurred. Recovering files. With that, everything that was broken was restored back to normal. I knew it. Now I can break everything without hesitation. I mean, I won't manage to do this for so long with this weak body, but who gives? If I can let out my resentment and anger even for a bit, if I can annoy those darn beings even for a bit. I started striking with the bat again. Enough! I'm done! I don't want to be a part of this shit anymore. If you want to kill me that much, then do it! Sounds of things being crashed ringing inside the house. The story's already been twisted enough. You're the only one who's being stubborn. Do you really think that Do-hee would still disguise herself as a boy and go to Do-young's school after his death? Not a chance. Sang-woo and Go Ji-hyun, the two main villains, have already scattered apart. I told you I'd turn this into a sweet, romantic story. But you just had to butt in because you can't sit and wait. You screwed up everything. No one will read this trashy comic that has absolutely no common sense. Finally, the ground shook with a loud thud, and a message appeared before my eyes. I let out a scoff. Notice, this series will be discontinued. At the author's request, no forgiveness will be discontinued until further notice. We sincerely apologize to the readers who have shown their love for this series. I was the only one standing in this cracked world. I just say that one better, I think.
지금 나가면 언제 또 올 수 있는데?
I was the only one.
많이 서운해.
I was the only one standing in this cracked world. That's such a cute line. And it doesn't help that the state that I'm in That's actually a line that was really nice to hear. But yeah, that's episode 5, guys, of How to Make a Romantic Cartoon. I'll end this here just to leave a bookmark, but I'll be back because I still want to stream a little bit and do other things. But I want to keep them separate. Just make it easier on me a little bit. Thank you, Queen Jade, for stopping by, and thank you, Neppy, as well. I'll get those push-ups done in like off stream or in a second. And I appreciate you guys for being around, and for those who came by today. If you see this on YouTube, thanks for watching. And if you want to be here while a storyline goes along or whatever happens, feel free to come to Twitch. But for now, I'll be out and about. DjDoubleT is out and about, and deuces. Have a good time, son.